Welcome to the Straight Up Pod. I'm Sujeiry.
I'm Jessi.
And we're here to talk about love,
sex,
motherhood,
empowerment
from a growth mindset.
Woo-hoo!
Listeners, welcome back. We apologize in advance for missing an episode.
Yes, we did not drop an episode last week, but we're back. We know you guys missed us.
I was told by many people.
Yeah, like, where's the episode? Where's the episode? Why didn't anything come out? But we'll be back. Well, we are back.
Life be lifing sometimes. We do juggle many things. I work. Jessi works.
Yeah.
I got a 9-year-old. Jessi got a grown-ass woman.
And a husband.
And a grown-ass man. Okay? Y el mío está por ahí. Okay. Manifesting it. And then...
and working on side things that...
Yes.
A few things that I'm working on that I don't want to really disclose.
I was going to say,
now,
do you want to talk about what you're...
No, not yet.
Oh, I'm going to talk about it.
Go ahead, girl.
So I am launching my website, Love Sujeiry.
Woo-hoo!
Yes. My goal is to launch it on my birthday.
Okay.
I've been working on it since February. And I have to say that this is the first time in my entire life that I have not just launched something immediately when I have the idea, because I get into like this go mode as the Aries that I am. But I'm really enjoying just kind of, taking the time to build the website, to make sure the focus is aligned with what I want to do. It's gone through already like 3 iterations of what I thought it was going to be. It started with one idea of what I wanted it to be, a second idea, and then I finally, as I've been like kind of just reflecting and thinking like, and writing, I've been writing, so it is going to have a blog, and I already have like 11 blogs that I've written that are going to be live when I launch it. And then as I keep writing, I keep kind of redefining the content and like what I want to, like what the brand is, right? Because when you launch a business and a website, like the brand and the focus should be really clear. And so that has gotten more clear as I've been writing and really reflecting on it. So I'm really excited.
Good for you.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited. I can't wait to see it.
Plus my birthday's coming up.
Woo!
April 16th, baby. It's Aries season.
What are we doing?
So I always take the day off for my...
so do I.
Yeah.
I never work on
It's my national... it's my personal national New Year, as I like to call it.
I never work
my
on my birthday.
solar return. Yes. So I took it off. I also took the day after off because, I deserve it. And I'm going to do a few things. So, mom life, pick up, drop off my kid from school. But I am taking professional photos for my website that day. So I felt like it was a really nice gift to myself. Plus, it helps me, with the website. And then depending on like if I have time or not, I might get a massage.
I was just thinking that, honestly. Like, I was going to ask you if you... Because I try to do that every year on my birthday. At least try.
Last year was really nice because I was able to go into the city for my birthday. And as someone who's from the city, it was a tradition. I used to... When I lived in the city, I would always take myself to a Broadway show, a matinee, and then I would go to my mom's house and she would cook dinner, and then I would party with my friends, whether it was a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. We would all go out and to a bar and have drinks and dance and whatever. So that was kind of like the tradition for my birthday every year. It's changed since I moved to Long Island, obviously, and definitely since I became a mom. But last year I was able to do that. I took the day off and I did go to a Broadway show. I went to dinner with my friend, and then I came home and spent the night with Evan. And then, the weekend I had you girls over. But this year I don't really want to do anything on the weekend. I just want to focus on my day. And that's what I always used to do before. I would always be like, this is the day. I'm not celebrating the weekend after. I just want this day to be special, and then I'm good, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just focusing on and I can't do the matinee this year because I have to pick up my son from school and be a mom. Last year I could do it because he was on vacation on spring break. This year spring break doesn't fall on the week of my birthday. But I am going to take him out. I'm going to pick him up early from school, and he's so excited because he's like, you're going to have a day for me? Really? I said, yeah, baby. It's my birthday, and if I wasn't born, you wouldn't be born. So it's your national holiday too, baba. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So I think I'm going to take him like to lunch.
That's a good idea.
He's going to be like, Mommy, can we just stay home and play? And I'll be like, it's my
birthday,
son. Can we do something I want to do? Instead of playing dolls or, your peluches and things like that. So I'll probably just do that. But then I'm going to go to the city. I'm going to have dinner and drinks with my sister, my best friend, some of my cousins. You're invited, Jessi, but I know going to the city on a weekday is a trek. But I'm going to make it happen because I miss the city. I miss the culture. I miss the diversity.
Yeah.
I went out with my friend Maria. Shout out to Maria. Jessi was supposed to go, but she didn't feel so good. But we went out, and I was like, okay, yo quiero algo with ambiente. And, we tried. That's all I got to say. There's not a lot of, it's hard to find places with, like, a vibe, like, where there's, like, Spanish music and, like, that crowd. Out here on Long Island, it's, like, you got to dig to find it.
And if anybody knows, please let us know.
Let us know. If you know, and I'd rather not leave Suffolk, but if it's a good, and please don't come in our DMs talking about Winter Circle. If anybody knows from Long Island about Winter Circle, it's always the same people every Saturday night. Like, I literally went when I was with my ex, and then I went again years later, and then years after that, and it was the same guys. It's the same people. And it's a cash bar. They don't take credit cards. The DJ is good though, but but don't recommend Winter Circle.
I feel like we haven't been on here in a minute. Like I mean, we didn't drop an episode this Wednesday. We dropped one the last Wednesday, but I feel like we haven't recorded in a while.
Well, because we have been very good, ladies and gents that are listening. We have actually been recording in advance.
I feel like.
So
it's been a minute.
I think it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, because we haven't recorded. We were like ahead of the game, and we were very intentional about when we started the season to record things in advance.
But things happen. Life happens. You know. So we've been busy, like always.
Spring is we outside.
Yes,
it's spring. We outside.
I can't wait.
It's already starting.
I can't wait.
Guess what I'm doing this weekend?
This weekend coming up?
Yeah. I'm going to see Romeo Santo and Prince Royce.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. It's a little surprise for my mom. She don't listen to the podcast, so I could drop it. We bought her tickets, and it's going to be in Pennsylvania, close-ish to where my sister lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we're surprising her, and it was going to be me, my sister, and my bestie, and we're going to take my mom.
Oh, that's nice.
She's getting older, so we gotta treat that old lady.
That's going to be nice. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, so it was impromptu. So the weekends are weekending. Like, I'm going to be really busy starting basically this weekend. I'm like, my days.
Yeah, it's just the weather starts getting nice. You get filled up with plant. Like my May, forget it. I'm done. Oh, so a couple of weeks ago, we went to... My Chuli and I, we had a double date with the hubbies.
Nice.
So we went out to dinner. We went to a comedy show. Oh, my God. I have not laughed like that. Mark Vieira.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of him. Yeah.
I almost peed on myself.
Damn, he's that funny?
I was crying that I was laughing. It just felt so good.
What's his background? Because I'm trying to remember.
He's Puerto Rican.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican. But it was a great night. It was a great night. We had a lot of fun. Work is work. And
work shall not be mentioned on this podcast.
My baby girl spent the whole weekend with me last weekend. I'm talking about like the whole weekend.
That's so nice.
And what did we do? We went to a drag show on Saturday.
Wait, where'd you go to a drag show?
We went to this restaurant in... Was it Great Neck? I think it was in Great Neck.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah. We went to a restaurant in Great Neck. So we went to see, a performer. And then Sunday, we did a yoga class and a sound bath class. Oh, I love that.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Wait, so where did the restaurant in Great Neck, was that for dinner?
It was for dinner. Okay. But she was there, performing. So it was nice. My daughter had never been. So so we went, and we went with my cousin. And we did the yoga and the sound bath with my cousin as well.
Where was that?
The sound bath?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was in Roslyn.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, nice. That was in Roslyn.
So you've been all over this week. Last weekend you were all over Long Island.
All over the place.
Nice.
Because I am not staying home on the weekends.
No.
What spring is here. I mean, it doesn't even feel like spring.
It was like
right
30
now,
degrees yesterday.
But no. I refuse.
I know. I literally, as soon as spring clocks in,
outside.
We outside.
I want to be outside.
We outside.
Like I want to be outside. I
like
yo estoy
pagando renta to sleep. Okay, esa cama solamente me va a ver. No, none of this furniture is gonna see me.
I mean, come on. So
I mean, I work from home, so I'm considering like I should just like go to a coffee shop like once or twice a week, just
not?
So I can leave like these four walls.
Absolutely,
you know?
I say do it.
Yeah,
I say do it.
Yes.
So other than that, working behind the scenes on things that when I'm ready,
launching.
I'll discuss.
Yes, she's not ready. Yeah. I'm ready because I've been working on this and it's almost ready. So I'm excited.
I can't wait.
Yes.
But let's get into our topic. I know that you guys have been waiting for this. We are going to talk about the first time.
The first time, not that you fell in love, but the first time you had sex. It may be the same day, but maybe not. Sometimes that first time is not the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like to elaborate?
As I segue into my first time's experience. So I told you my first time. I had two. I think some women could relate to this.
Okay.
So my first time was with a guy. My first time was with a guy that I was like just dating like for fun. Honestly, I was a virgin all through high school, all through college. So I didn't lose my virginity until I was 23.
Okay.
The first time.
Okay. Okay.
So, and I just wanted to get rid of it. Who wants it? You wanted to get rid of it? Yes. You want my hymen? Do you want to break my hymen? Do you want to break my hymen? Because
bitch.
No, mija. Anyone who has been a virgin later in life, like it's especially
talk about it.
It's not common for if you're not religious,
right?
And you're not waiting for to give it up to your husband, right? Mm-hmm. It's not, which wasn't my case, right? Mm-hmm. It's not common for most women to be a virgin at 23 unless it's like you're waiting for marriage, right? And it's a religious reason. Right. It hadn't happened for me because like in high school, I was like a late bloomer. I had my first kiss at 16. I was not interested in boys in that way until way later. And then in college, I was like in a toxic type of thing with a guy.
Okay.
And he wasn't my boyfriend, so it was like really weird because he wasn't my boyfriend and we were dating, but sometimes we weren't dating, and then he was dating other women. Anyway, one of those things that and it was
a situationship.
It wasn't even a situationship because we never had sex, right? And so there wasn't a lot of like physicality all the time, but like he also didn't necessarily like want me to date other people. It was a very toxic thing. I think he just had me on the hook like until he was ready to commit, and he never wanted to commit in college, right? And he was 2 years older than me, so he graduated before me. And then like I started dating other guys, but again, I just didn't feel like ready to, have sex, be intimate with someone. It was a lot of it was like trust, a lot of it was like caution, and a lot of it was like I'm already a pretty, sensitive person, even though I don't seem like it, but like I'm also someone that at that time was really fearful of vulnerability and being hurt and being left because of like abandonment issues. And so my fear was always like, and if I give this guy my virginity and then he just dumps me, and then he just leaves me,
which is understandable,
and I'm like in love with this man and I give him this, and then like he just wanted me for that, right? So it was a lot of mental shit that kept me as a virgin. It was never like, I'm waiting for my husband.
Right.
But then once I graduated and I was dating, like when men would hear that I'm a virgin, like it freaked them out because they thought, oh, this bitch is like trying to marry me. And I would be like, no, it's not that. Well, man, I never met a virgin that's like 20 something years old. It just was really uncommon. It might be more common now. I don't know, but it was just very uncommon. And so I just saw it as a hindrance. After a point, I was like, this is getting in the way of me just having fun.
Okay.
And me, and I wanted a relationship, but like sometimes I didn't want a relationship. I was young. I was like, I don't want to be married at 23 or 24 and be tied down. Like, I want to see what's out there. I want to flirt. I want to meet different types of guys. And I felt like that was always this obstacle for men to like date me more and get to know me better, because they're like, I remember this one guy was like, well, that's a big responsibility, because and if like, you know, we break up, you know, I'm like, so we break up,
right?
Well, I just don't want to hurt you. And I'm like, what the fuck? Do I look like I mean, I know that I'm sensitive, but I'm not like this fragile flower. So long story short,
he was taking your feelings into consideration.
No, he was, and they all were. They all were, and then I was just like, I just want to get rid of it. I'm just done. I'm over it. And so I met this guy through like a friend of mine, and you know, we would hook up here and there. We would hang out all together. We didn't even like go on. It wasn't even. We didn't even really date. Like we were just like hooking up. We would go to parties together as a group. And then one night I called him and I was like, "Yo, can I come over?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." He knew I was a virgin, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." But then what had happened was that as soon as I was like, "Stop!" So that's why it's half. Because he's in there, but it didn't happen.
It didn't break?
I mean, it did.
He didn't break it?
I mean, he did, because I did, TMI, if you're listening to children, I did bleed. But it was like...
Yes, a disclaimer, please.
Yes.
If you do not listen to this around, if, you know, you have your kids, nieces, nephews, what have you.
We'll put it on the title.
Yeah, I forgot. I meant to say that in the beginning, and I forgot.
We'll put it on the title. NSFW, not safe for work. So yeah, so officially he did because he broke it, but literally it was a second, because I was like, you know, it was like probably like 3 thrusts, and I was like, I'm done. Over, you know, so it was, so that's why I consider it not my first. It was my first time technically, but like the next guy was like I had full on, you know, sexual relations with, right? And it was a full on thing and completion and all that stuff. And he was someone that I was dating that was, I mean, I don't know if he was my boyfriend. He felt like my boyfriend, but like we didn't have a label. But like he helped me move. Like he met people in my life. I met his friends. Like, and so he was the guy that I considered to be the guy that I was with. And we were we were together for like 8 months. Yeah.
Okay. So
and then we
consider him to be the one that officially.
Yeah, because even though technically the first guy did, because he broke my hymen, it was literally like, you know what? Boop. You know when people are like, just a tip. You know, it was literally like, this one was actually an actual, like it was actually sexual intercourse. Yeah. Like the first was doesn't. I don't even consider that sexual intercourse. Like when you go in, you're gonna break it. So that was all it. That's what it was. And then I was like, nope.
You were done.
Yeah, I just didn't feel good about it in the moment. I was like, okay, get it over with. And then when it happened, I was like, yeah, no, I don't think maybe this is how I want it. Yeah. So I'm just gonna chuck it as this didn't happen. Okay. In my mind. Okay. So that's why to me it's like not really the first time. Yeah.
And then like feel afterwards with the second one that officially.
Oh, I felt great because like he was my man, and like, you know, we really cared about each other, and you know, like in terms of like how it felt sexually, like yeah, I mean, I wasn't like, oh, this was amazing, like it hurt.
You had nothing to
compare
it to.
And also like with the first time, it was so quick that like, there wasn't anything happening friction wise, right? So it was just like pain and then done, right? With this guy, there was some more like sensation of like this feels good with it because it was actual sex. Right. And then also from the first guy to the second guy, it was like a year. So it was like I was reborn. I mean, it was nothing ever really happened to begin with. So outside of like my hymen not being broken the second time, it was like, this is my first time having sex because I didn't actually have sex. And the last time that happened, which was like 2 thrusts, was a year ago. You know, so this is why he is to me like my real first time. But you know, I like to tell the story, because I think a lot of people could relate. I think a lot of women could relate to like maybe like starting it with someone and being like, no, I think I'm good, and then like you don't really have sex. What about you, Jessi? I feel like yours is probably a lot sexier. Mine was not. I feel like with the second guy, it was sweet. It was, you know, yeah.
It sounds like it was.
Because I did really care about him.
Yeah. Did you feel like you were in love?
I wasn't in love. No.
Did you love him? Or did you just like really like
I just really, really liked him. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can count in one hand like the guys I was in love with. Yeah, so I don't think, and there hasn't been that many. I've liked a lot of guys. Yeah. I've been infatuated with a lot of guys, but I haven't been like in love with a lot of guys in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
¿Y tú? Dime, ¿cómo te rompieron ese Jaime?
I was 15, actually.
Yeah. I can't imagine a 15-year-old having sex, man.
I was 15. At the moment, I mean, it was somebody that I was with. So, he was my boyfriend at 15. I was 15. I was told that he was 17, but he was not.
No me diga.
Yeah, he was, I believe he was 15 also.
But, I thought you were going to say he was like 30.
No.
Yo, that shit happens in the hood.
No, it does. Yeah, absolutely.
I know I have a lot of cousins and people that I know that were with like men at 15.
So, did we plan it? I can't even remember if it had to have been planned, because it's not something that just kind of like casually happened.
You had a conversation about it?
We had a conversation about it. He knew that I was a virgin. And, we spoke about it. There were feelings there, of course.
How long were you guys together?
Oh my God. I can't remember.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I can't remember. That I can't remember. But we were in my apartment.
I was gonna say,
apartment.
Okay.
And in my room, and one thing kind of led to another, and I do have to say that for my first time, yes, I bled. Yes, it was painful, but he was very gentle.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Very gentle. Wasn't. I mean, I can't even imagine for a woman's first time a man being like, or her being like manhandled, and which we know it can happen.
No,
of course, definitely,
really terrible circumstances.
It can happen, but it was, for my first time, it was special.
Yeah,
it was really special. He was very gentle. It was very loving. Yeah. So,
did you feel any did it feel good?
Well,
I mean, if you can remember that.
I had nothing to compare it to.
No, but I feel like your body. Yeah, it's not even comparing it, but like your body can know pleasure. Was it pleasurable?
Moment, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I didn't reach an orgasm because at 15, what do you know? I had my first orgasm when I was 17.
Okay.
That I remember. And that was like,
I gave myself my first orgasm.
Mind blowing
at 17. Damn, who was he? Where's he at?
Yeah. At 17.
Wow.
It was just, and I knew it because it was just such a completely different feeling.
Yeah, I mean,
completely different feeling.
So, but you did
feel
mind
blowing for me at that point when I was 17 years old.
Yeah, to compare it to. But at 15, you did feel pleasure.
I did.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I felt pleasure. I probably, not the first time, the second time probably, but like still, again, it wasn't like, oh my God.
But then again, I said, I was 15. Like, he was 15. Like, what do you really know what you're doing at that age? Like, you think you do. And at the moment, it feels good and it's pleasurable. But, as you get older and you become more experienced and...
Well, what's pleasurable changes? What do you consider pleasurable changes as you become more experienced? Because, what I consider to be pleasurable in my 20s, I'm like, that was like not even close to how good I could feel now.
I mean, now?
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's hella different.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been with my husband, it's going on 20.
Yeah, and then it changes when you've been with one person for that long because they learn your body, right?
My daughter's 29. Yeah, 27.
Yeah.
And you get to know, like, my husband knows my body.
Yeah.
Like, inside out, so he knows the pleasure points. He knows where to go. He knows what to hit. He knows what to do. So, to compare that to
no, you can't.
There's
you
no
can't compare.
No comparison.
No, nobody can.
Not.
Yeah, unless you've been with the same. Unless your first time was the only person you've been with.
Exactly.
Then that's different.
Exactly.
And even that is different because if it was like the first time compared to you've been with them for 20 years,
right?
It should get better, right?
No, absolutely, because you should learn each other's body,
and you should be able to communicate about what you like and what you don't like.
What you want, what you don't want, like. Experimenting, like,
yes,
all that good stuff.
Well, congrats on a great first time, and congrats to me on a great second time. Hey, okay. Let's hear some stories, baby. We got some stories. Thank you for everyone who was so candid.
And vulnerable and open and transparent. Like, I love it.
This is what we want, guys, ladies and gents. Okay.
So our first one was.
We're not gonna say names, okay?
No, absolutely
should we say if it's a man or a woman?
I'm gonna say the sex, but I'm not gonna do you guys like that. Okay. So this is from a guy. He said, "My first time is not your usual. I don't condone it. I didn't know any better, and it's kind of unfortunate because it was with my second cousin."
Los primos exprimen, like a lot of Dominicans say. This is very common, I think, in cultures.
I think so.
You get it on with a first, like a second, third, maybe not a first, like a second, third cousin, yeah.
But when no one was around after school, we would hang out in the house and talk. Then one thing led to another. We started experimenting while we were playing Super Mario. She led me on.
Okay, girl.
And what does it say? That's irrelevant.
How old were they? Do you have the age?
Yeah, I do.
I see it here.
I was 12 or 13.
Wow.
Didn't put how old she was. I put my controller down. She started giving me head, and I used my finger while she was
people, if you're listening,
going downtown. We were so fired up that we started having sex. No condom, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Thank God she didn't get pregnant, and she was the same age as me.
Wow, 12 years old. I mean, I say
12 or 13.
I know people. I know plenty of people in my family included, women and men, that were already getting down at that age. And I look at my son, who is almost 10, and I'm like, yo no me imagino.
Yeah.
Son bebé.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did ask some follow-up questions. I was like, how did you feel afterwards, especially it being your first time with your cousin? He said, if I could remember, it felt good, laugh out loud. No guilt, laugh out loud. Yes, it's a shame years after that it happened. No regrets because I lost my virginity that day.
Well said. Also, we can't regret stuff from the past. It is what it is.
Absolutely not.
I don't regret my first time.
You know what?
My first.
I always say this, and I think about my past and, you know, what I've been through, what I've done, you know, and I don't regret any of it because it's led me to be the person that I am.
Yes.
You know, and you grow from that, and it's
hopefully,
growth,
yeah.
And, you know, so.
There shouldn't be any shame, right? I mean, we do the best we can with who we are at the time.
And then I asked, were there other times with her after? He said, we did do it again, but that was the last time. To this day, nobody knows about it. Only you ladies.
Wow.
You guys.
Oh, we feel so honored and privileged. Thank you for sharing that.
We do still talk, but we will take it to the grave.
Wow. So, oh, my God. That would be so interesting. Like the fact that it's a second cousin, when I think about it, I have second cousins, and I'm cool with them, like guy cousins. And, you know, like, I have second cousins that are guy cousins that are attractive because, you know, they're my family and I'm attractive. So, you know, genetics. But I just would never see them and be like, ooh, let me do it with them. I want to bang you. Yeah. Even, I mean, you're also talking to a late bloomer, right? So I wasn't feeling those feelings for anyone at the time. But I just don't know. Like, I see my cousins like my brothers, right? Even if they're second cousins.
Me too. I mean, I do have second cousins too. Well, of course I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never looked at them that way.
But I wonder if it's different for men. I mean, she did lead him to it, so from what he says, right? Yeah. But I wonder if it's different for men. Like, I'm not saying my second cousins would want to bang me, but like I do want, you know. But like sometimes when you hear stories like this, it's like, huh, like. I know I'm attractive, and if like I have a second cousin that's attractive, like if I would be like, hey, I'm down, like would they? Even at this age?
I know, yeah.
You know? Yeah. Not that saying all men are like that. I don't want to stereotype. But like it does, stories like that do make you wonder if like, if you weren't related to someone, if they would be like, I would definitely bang Sujeiry if I wasn't related to her. You know, like you think about that, but that's very interesting. I don't think interesting. I don't think it's a probably uncommon thing though.
I don't think so either. I don't think
especially
so
in Latino, like, you know, I'm very, I feel like there is a saying, like I said, in Dominican Republic, los primos se exprimen. It's like you squeeze your cousins. And there are like in my mom's town where she grew up, like cousins who got married. They weren't first cousins, but there are cousins that got married. Like
that happens.
Listen,
it happens.
It happens in all cultures. It happens in
yes,
European cultures. Yeah. It's very, very common.
It does happen. So
I think it's very taboo now, but back in the day, that was very common.
Yeah, yeah. And there's nothing. I mean,
and it's not just Latino culture. It happens all over the world.
Absolutely not. No.
Next one.
So the next one is a female. Let's see. Where do I have it? So she said, my first time was on my wedding day.
What?
I had an arranged marriage at 20. Excuse me, to keep my mom happy. So I did have some follow-up questions. I asked her how it was. That's her first experience. She said it was great. We have fooled around, but never had intercourse.
So she knew the guy before? So it was an arranged marriage, but my assumption is that they probably had courtship.
I'm not sure.
They probably had courtship before they got married.
We have fooled around, but never had intercourse. My husband is 10 years older than me, and he was definitely experienced. He knew what he was doing. Wink. After that, I wanted to have sex all the time. I asked her, what were your expectations versus the reality? She said, I never expected me having an arranged marriage.
Really?
And at 20. But long story short, my parents were the first Indian couple to get divorced. I was 16 and I helped my mom leave him. She was scared that she wouldn't be accepted in the community and culture.
Oh, wow.
She was scared nobody would marry me if she got the divorce. But I was more afraid that she wouldn't be alive to see me get married.
Wow.
This is deep.
Yeah.
My father was an alcoholic and physical abuser. We got beat up for no reason almost every night. After my Sweet 16 party, my father beat me because he was upset about something. After that day, I told my mom I'm done and I was leaving to go live with my grandma. My mom said she stayed for us, my sister and I. I told her then we need to leave, and so we left. She later got sick and wanted to make sure we were taken care of. Since I was the oldest, it was me. I was lucky enough that she did ask me if I liked anyone, and I didn't have anyone I was dating. Then she gave me the option to pick out a few guys.
Okay, so
I was attracted to my husband, so I picked him. To me, at least, if the sexual chemistry is there, then I could fall in love with him.
Wow. What an amazing story. Thank you for sharing that and all the history and everything in the background. And I'm assuming they're still married?
They are still married. Yeah.
Wow. That's a very interesting.
That really tugged at my heart because I appreciate your vulnerability so much and your transparency. Reading that, like it did. Even when I first read it, it did bring tears to my eyes, and ultimately I did tell her, I said, thank you so much for your vulnerability and opening up to us. So sorry your mom, you and your sister had to go through that. Ultimately, you saved your mom's life as well as you and your sister's.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Wow. I'm speechless. That was very deep. And I'm never speechless.
That was a deep one.
Yeah, it's that's a lot of burden to carry at that age. But I'm really happy that even though it was an arranged marriage, and that's very typical in certain countries, so I don't poo-poo on anything. Right. That's that's culture, that's tradition. Yeah. But even though it was an arranged marriage, and she came from the household she came from, it is so amazing that she was able to choose. Because that's not always the case.
No, it's not. It's it's an arranged marriage. This is who you're going to marry. You have no say.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. This is going to be your husband. Ija.
But also that she liked him and fell in love with him. Yeah. And, so she did break the cycle. She chose a good one. Yeah. Despite, growing up with not a model of a good
right,
partner and a good husband. So congratulations.
And taking her mom out of that situation,
yes,
like that's a big thing at such a young age.
Yeah.
To have that she's carrying carrying that literally, and feeling like at that age that you have to make sure that your mom is protected, your sister is protected, from your dad.
I know. I mean, as someone who grew up in a household where stuff like that was happening, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So good job.
Wow.
Mama. Good job. And then the last one is from another male. It was everything I imagined and more. I couldn't believe it because I wanted more. Thanks for your feedback. And that's all we got from him.
I mean, I feel like I would love to hear from a woman that was like, it was everything I've ever thought. I wanted more. It's just so interesting to me. I mean, I guess maybe it's an assumption that most of women's experiences must come with a little pain. So,
well, the pain didn't even. I mean, it. Yes, it was. It was painful for the first time, but it's not something that really bothered me or stopped me.
No, I mean, I feel like wanting more. I get it. Of course, I wanted more sex. It wasn't like that's it. I'm done. I'm never having sex again. This was too painful. But like, I think in the moment, I'm sure the experience in terms of pleasure is different for men.
Oh, absolutely.
Like biologically, it is different. It is set up like that biologically.
And I'm a very sexual person by nature. Mm-hmm. I feel, and I've always been like that.
Yeah, it took me a while to get there, but once I got there, I got there. And for me, like being, it's always been really important. I'm just built this way. It's not because like my mom raised me this way. To like feel connected with the person. Sex is not as pleasurable for me when I don't have. Like if it was a
one-night stand?
I've never had a one-night stand.
You've never had a one-night stand?
I tried and then he came back.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I tried having a one-night stand and then like the guy called me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought that was a one-time thing.
I had.
Yeah. And then we hung out and like
one or two.
Yeah. Then we hung out and then we became friends and then we became friends with benefits. And then we were friends for a really long time. So
they weren't for me. Like one-night stands really weren't. I'm a very like one man type of woman. Like,
yeah, me too. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just, I mean, kudos to to each his own,
me too.
To everybody.
It was always something that like, again, I wanted to try it to see like, what's the big deal? But then it just, again, like the guy kept wanting to see me and then we kept dating. And then we started hanging out all the time and then we became friends and we kept having sex. And, and like, he's still someone I'm cool with.
Good, I guess. Is it?
Yeah. He's good peeps. Like him and I like had a good time, and then we also would hang out and like go out together with his friends and my friends. So like we became kind of like, it became more than just like a sex thing. Yeah.
Do you have a high sex drive?
I do, but I can curtail it if there's not someone in my life that I don't have anyone to be intimate with. Okay. So like, because I'm just not naturally someone that would like we said, like, pick just up a guy. I need to have. There needs to be chemistry and obviously attraction, but there needs to be more than that. There needs to be like this pull, this thing, where I'm like, it's not just like you're hot, you're attractive.
Exactly. No, there's more than that.
There has to be some connectivity, and I do have to feel like some feeling of like safety. That's just who I am as a person.
Yeah, I get it.
Because to me, like being intimate with someone it's like when I'm the most vulnerable.
Like you're literally like exchanging energy.
So for me, and I didn't understand why I was like that growing up. Like I used to be like, I wish I was different. I wish I didn't care as much because I think that's one of the reasons why I waited so long also to lose my virginity. Because I'm like, to me, it was like, it wasn't just sex. It was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to be vulnerable with this person. And like, if this person breaks my heart, right? Yeah. Now to me, it's not like I don't have to be in love with the person still, but I do have to feel like a deeper connection than just physical chemistry.
No, it is.
And you don't have to be my boyfriend either, but we need to have like some type of like intimate bond where I feel where I can be vulnerable and I do feel safe with you and I feel like I can trust you.
Right.
To be intimate with you. Yeah.
I've always had a high sex drive.
Yeah. For me, it took, I was a late bloomer, like I said. So, but once that door kicked open and also once I became much more comfortable with myself, and my sexuality and not feeling as much shame in it, you know, growing up Catholic and all that stuff. And, you know, I feel like I probably was really repressed too because of my upbringing and, you know, in Catholic culture, like women aren't taught that, that sex is about pleasure, right? It's about, you know, responsibility and bearing children and things like that. So I think once I was able to dismantle a lot of stuff and like not feel shame for feeling good, then I was like, oh yeah, I actually really enjoy sex and when I'm with someone, I like having sex a lot, right? But I also have to say, like, masturbating really helped too.
I'm not big on masturbating.
I got to know my body really well, especially in times where I wasn't being intimate because again, if I'm not with someone, like I'm not just picking somebody up.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And I just don't, and you know, I'm still horny if I'm not in a relationship or I'm not dating someone.
Hello.
But it taught me a lot about my body and like
what
I feel,
that I agree with you 100%,
what I like and like where my sweet spot is and like, you know. And then when I'm with someone, I can tell them this is what I like, right? You know, because I know because it's my body. And
I mean, when the moment hits, you know, and
I'm
not around, but
I mean,
I'm not really like I like that physical.
But that's the thing,
skin to skin connection.
For me is when I don't have a partner.
Yeah.
So if I don't have an intimate partner, then I'm not picking anyone up. But when I am with a man and I have an intimate partner and I have like someone that I'm with, I'm gonna choose to be with him.
No, of course.
Way over. Like I don't feel the need to masturbate when I'm in a relationship.
Me either. Like I got my husband. Like
unless the guy isn't hitting the spot, and then that's another issue. Then that's another issue if the guy isn't hitting the spot.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
And listen, and I don't mind TMI giving a helping hand in the process. Because I know what I like.
You know exactly.
And so I'm going to, if you need me to guide you, I'm going to guide you. There's no shame in that.
And that shouldn't be a problem.
And it's not like you shouldn't feel bad about it, especially when it's like a new relationship.
Exactly.
You know, and as you get to know each other and do it more, right, then you're like, okay, you don't need my hand. I don't need to take your hand and put it somewhere.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know, we definitely should have done a disclaimer in the beginning for the, I mean, I figured the title will say enough talking about the first time.
But still, we still got to.
And we probably have to do explicit in the podcast because they're gonna ding us if we don't. Alrighty then.
Okay. But one thing I did want to say, I did want to bring up. I know that sometimes, like you have mentioned, as women, you know, growing up, depending on the culture, you know, that you were raised in. Yes, we probably have been taught. You know, first of all, you don't talk about sex, you know, and like you said, it's not supposed to be pleasurable for us women, you know, we're just there to pleasure the man, you know,
have some babies,
have kids, and that is not the case. Do not let anyone ever make you feel bad for being sexual, for enjoying sex as much as you do, because I fucking enjoy it. And I'm not going to let anyone make me feel less than or bad about feeling the way I feel about it.
And also for approaching sexuality and choosing intimate partners in whatever way you feel is right for you. Exactly. My caveat is always like, you know, whether it's like you have one night stands or you don't have a problem.
Whatever works for you.
Like my only caveat is make sure that you're doing it, you know, because it's what you want, not from some like broken place or from like trying to heal something, you know, like in the opposite case, like with me with waiting so long to lose my virginity, I know that was from a broken place.
Okay.
Right. So it's the same applies if you're like too reserved in sex. Make sure that that's a choice you're making because you feel like that's right for you, not because you're trying to protect yourself.
Right.
You know, and for me, it was a protection thing. You know, if I was not coming from a broken, unhealed place with a lot of baggage, I probably would have lost my virginity a long time before I did. And it probably would have been with I probably would have chosen a partner the first time that would have been like, you know, not the first time. Right. Like the second time.
Yeah.
Like the second first time. Yeah. Yes.
We get it.
All right.
So go out and have some great sex.
Yes. Yes. I'm working on that. Be careful. I'm working on
that. Yes. Always be careful.
Always be careful. All right. Our DMs are open, everyone.
Like always. Send us anything you want to hear us talk about, any ideas, any topics, anything that you would like us to bring up on the pod that you would like some advice about. Just shoot us a DM.
And follow us on YouTube, please.
Yes.
Subscribe to our channel. The video is popping. Okay.
Always.
We got good lighting today. I got a little light, really, a little ring light coming on. The sun is shining.
It is.
And so make sure to subscribe to the Straight Up Pod, all platforms, but definitely subscribe to our YouTube because we're pouring a lot more into that because we love being on video.
Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, share, all that good stuff, guys.
And have an amazing rest of your day,
we'll see
evening.
you guys next week.